I know a lot of people have a lot of things to say in regards to my future in the NFL, and I wanted to set the record straight by saying this is how I feel. There ain't 32 guys that's better than me, but I also know that I could also be a backup, and I'm willing to be a backup.
But did you like it though? Did you?
Double time.
So I just really wanted to clear this up because I do think that there is a false narrative when it comes to what my expectations is versus, and not versus, but what I also mean about the statement, there's not 32 guys better than me. I think it's very important for me to understand and to control my own narrative and not allow somebody else to do that. I think that's the power of social media. That's the power of influence. And I'm gonna take this time and I'm gonna speak my truth as best I know how. All right, there was something that happened in recent news where I did participate in the Auburn's Pro Day to kind of bring awareness to like, hey, I'm still out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I seeing other quarterbacks get attention or get jobs and my phone ain't ring yet? You know what I'm saying? And when it kind of showed up and I used the word of randoms, not going into that right now, but if the shoe fit, wear it. I was called a random as well by Shannon Sharp.
Cam, 2023. You one of them randoms. Random.
He brought up some very valuable points, which was expected. But this is the reality that we live in. When a reporter or a person that's not connected to the matter speak their truth, it's received. When a person who has all the right to speak on this matter speaks the truth, he's complaining, or that was an excuse. When in reality, it was the reality. It was the facts of that. So there's a narrative that's out there that says, you know, Cam does not want to be a backup. I never said I didn't want to be a backup. So I'm going to take this time to explain who and what situation I would want to be a backup to and for. I think that's what everybody wants to know anyway. So I'll share my list. And when I was creating this list, I was saying to myself, I was like, yo, damn, like I would do that. Okay, I wouldn't do that. I would want to compete for a job in that situation. That's just me personally. I'm a competitor. We are gladiators in our own right as athletes. And you can't fault me for having that type of mentality. That mentality has gotten me everything and some from this sport. And it's going to continuously take me, you know, in whatever walk of life that I decide to kind of go. And when I think about a backup, I have to mention, I had two perfect examples of what that supporting cast is supposed to be. I had Derek Anderson and Joe Webb. Those two individuals was a perfect example of selflessness and just ultimate team players. And I don't know where it got kind of misconstrued with Cam's intentions to play. I want to win. That's the only reason why I play this game. It's not for individual accolades. They come, but that's not the main sole focus of why I play. I play because I want to win. I want to hoist any type of team award, and that's what it really pretty much comes down to. So any team that I've ever been on, I just desired the win more than anything else. As I made my list, I was saying to myself, like, who would be some guys that I could serve? You know what I'm saying? Like, who could I take up under my wing and, in essence, allow them to be the face, but also I just would want to help them in any type of way. Players that I would back up. Number one, I'll back up Deshaun Watson. It goes without saying, me and Deshaun Watson's relationship, he was on my 707 All-Star team. I've grown to admire the person, the athlete that he is, going through a lot of turmoil, but I believe that's behind him, and I know I can provide services for him on the field as well as off the field. my number 2 person will be wherever Lamar Jackson decides to go. Number 3 will be Justin Fields, another C1N product. Number 4 will be Tua Tagovailoa. Number 5 would be Malik Willis, another C1N All-Star representative. And number 6 was very interesting to me because I think this will be something that I know is like, yo, Cam, could you do this? And I would say there's 3 rookie quarterbacks that I would love or enjoy to groom, you know. And what I mean by that is there's a lot that goes into the most important position of all the sports. When you talk about, it's not track, this is not hockey, this is not baseball, this is not basketball, this is the undisputed leader of a team, and it's the quarterback position. So any of these rookie quarterbacks, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, and Anthony Richardson, any one of those guys, I would be happy to back those guys up. Who we got? Number 7, Jalen Hurts. Number 8 would be Aaron Rodgers. Number 9 would be Josh Allen. And number 10 will be Sam Howell, another C1N alumni. But when you think about the list, it's really to the point. Now, some of those guys may already have penciled in backups that the franchise is probably okay with, and that's fine. I'm just voicing my opinion, and I'm just getting the narrative out. And I didn't want nobody kind of to assume, you know, or live in this false bravado like, oh yeah, right, Cam, hang it up. Your heyday is over with. But the truth of the matter is, yes, I am 33, soon to be 34. And I do believe that I do have a talent that not a lot of people have. But on another front, it's like there's so much that I can provide that somebody provided for me in my overall growth. So you heard it here from the horse's mouth himself, so you don't have to assume anything.
Can you talk about how that playoff and that Super Bowl experience kind of helped you if you had to be a starter or had to be a backup?
What I would provide is, hey, this is the level of expectation that everybody is expecting from you as the leader. You can't just show up, you know, when you want to, and you can't just leave when you want to. Those are the unspoken rules about the quarterback position. Young or old, it doesn't matter. If somebody were to say, hey, who's the mic right here? You don't have the luxury to just say, I don't know, because it's almost like, damn, like I'm trying to protect you and you don't even know how you're being protected. Where a receiver or a running back can say that, and then it's the quarterback's responsibility to fix it. You know what I'm saying? So I think me having expertise in being a franchise player, putting in essence the whole city on my back, is something that can be the most valuable thing. Of course, the success helps, being a first pick overall, being an MVP, those things, you know, go without saying, and just winning games, knowing how to win games. And I think the thing that I suffered with in the latter part of my career was protecting the football. And they have a saying in the league that the team who wins the turnover battle or the turnover difference usually wins. And any quarterback should know that going into the season. But in some way, shape, forms, you go in many different ways. Like sometimes you go 3 games without throwing an interception, 3 games without fumbling the football, and then you go 6 games with every game it's a turnover. So just that experience from top to bottom could be of some type of importance to the growth of any person.
So what would you say to that coach, GM, or even a person to ask, like, is Cam healthy? I know the shoulder, foot, ankle, whatever it may be, everybody has bang-ups, but, you know, like, are you healthy?
Health is not even an issue now. And I think that's really what was the the main kind of reason why I did the pro day. You know, I wanted to show the arm strength. I wanted to show, you know, that I'm still working out. I wanted to show that I still can play. And I think that didn't go unquestioned. I think the main thing right now is people are going to ask themselves, or in the front office, can Cam's ego support somebody else? And make no mistake about it, I've never had an issue with being a force that was detrimental to a team.
How do a story like a Geno Smith resonate with you? Because, I mean, even if not him, a Randall Cunningham.
Well, I'll just put it like this. If I didn't say that person's name in that list, it's either you already are solidified as a starter and it just doesn't do me no justice, or it's just like, bro, let's battle it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's compete. You feel me? Like, straight up. So it's not that I missed anybody, because this is a list that I literally took time in creating. And I said to myself, either it's one of two things. Either it's like a Patrick Mahomes. Man, I have so much respect for Pat that it's like, yo, that's his city, that's his state. You know what I mean? But it's like, you would say you would do Pat, but you put Josh Allen on there. It's like, yeah, Sean McDermott, Ken Dorsey, the offensive staff that was with Josh in Buffalo is the same offensive staff that stemmed from Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So those were a lot of things that I also took into consideration too. But everybody else, and we're not going to name names now, but it's like, if you have a question of other players, it's like, bro, I don't think that they're better than me. And I will prefer them to have a situation, if I were to come in, to compete for a starting job. So, and if I lose, then of course I could be a backup, but I'm not going to self-sabotage. You've never seen me be a person to make the focus about me.
Because obviously it wasn't ideal for you to jump into a season like with the Panthers within 6 weeks left. But what is something that you gained from that opportunity, and like, what did you get from that?
You know, I tried it out. I tried coming in and really like being a savior. But what people don't understand about that situation too is, bro, the offensive coordinator was fired 2 weeks after I got signed. I was like, bro, I can't keep doing this. Like this is gonna be a part of my resume. You feel me? And I am still being judged from that, as I would expect, but still.
Do you think people should judge you from Carolina and the Patriots?
Of course. I mean, judgment comes. You just look at the comments. They come, but do I care about it? No. Is it giving too much validation? Yes. Like, we live in the social media world of how many likes did it get? How many subscribers do I have? How many views did I get? And you know, all in all, you know, I'm human. You look at it sometimes, but I don't harp on it like most people do. It's comical to me sometimes. You know, it's laughable, and it just fuels me.
Just playing devil's advocate. If people harped on the bad years, do you think people should harp on the 2015 year?
2015, that shit, that's five years ago, six.
That's 8. Huh?
8. Shit, it's a long time ago, bro. I was forgetting about 2015 and 2016. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't want no favors. I don't want no handouts. You know, I just want to earn it.
So as a starter, Cam, what could you bring to an organization?
As a starter, there's no doubt in my mind that I could bring a culture of winning, a culture of, you know, from the business side, like who can sell tickets. You know what I'm saying? I look at a situation where it's like, what does a Cam Newton in Atlanta look like? know. And it's hard not to think what it could be, you know. So, you know, sheesh. and make no mistake about, like, just to understand, I know we live in a very critical, analytical world, and some would say, yo, Cam, you know, you haven't won in your last 8 to 10 starts. I'm like, yo, but there's quarterbacks that's out there that have jobs with a worse winning percentage than me. You say, like, yo, Cam, but your completion percentage is bad. I'm like, yo, hold on, stop. There's quarterbacks that have jobs that have a worse completion percentage than me. But Cam, you lost this. Bro, there's quarterbacks that I'm faster than that are on a roster right now. Yo, Cam, but it's so it leads me to say different rules for different people.
As a backup, what could you bring?
Right? As a backup, I know I can bring an experience to serve in ways that most people haven't even experienced. They may not even have had the exposure that I've had. And you're talking about a young star whose world would be a whirlwind at times, you know, learning how to ground that person. And I think anybody who is great at something will need that. I didn't even think I needed it until I had it and didn't have it and knew the difference in it. You know, learning when you're frustrated, having somebody to have a voice of reason and to say, yo, bro, like, come on, man, we need you. Come on. You can't, it don't look good. You know, guys are dependent on you, right? To, man, I don't feel like practicing today. No, you can't do that. You know, come on, bro. Well, you want to be a Pro Bowler, you want to be an All-Pro, you want to be, you know, MVP. These are the things that you got to do. You got to work when ain't nobody else working. Like, those type of whispers in your ear constantly as a young player is very pivotal in growth, and that's what I can provide.